Good morning, dear students. In the last class, we discussed about the organization structures of the general insurance. And in today's class, let us discuss about the regulatory framework for general insurance in India. So, this is the last concept in the first chapter of introduction of general insurance. So, let us start the class. So, general insurance business is one of the business regulated at the global level for reason of efficiency. This general insurance is working at global level because it has maintaining the good efficiency. So that's why this business is operating in the global level. It is a service oriented business. It is established direct relationship with the public. This general insurance business is a service oriented business. So it is maintaining the direct relationship with the public. A general insurance business should exhibit certain features like it's providing customer satisfaction, public loyalty, financial soundness, like that it is having the special features. The general insurance business should brought under regulatory framework to monitor and control the activities of general insurance. To control and monitor the general insurance company, our government of India, it is brought under the regulatory framework, and our Indian government has framed various regulations to control the and monitoring the activities of the general insurance company. So the important regulations are discussed as follows. The first one is the Insurance Act of 1938. The Insurance Act of 1938 was passed in the year 1938 and was brought into force from 1st July 1939. This act applies to general insurance corporations and the 4 subsidiaries. So the first regulatory framework is our government of India is introduced the Insurance Act of 1938. This act was passed in the year 1938, but it is came into force from 1st July 1939. This act is applicable to the general insurance corporations and the 4 subsidiaries. This act was amended so many times in the year of 1950, 1968, 1988 and in the year of 1999. So this act earlierly specifies the restrictions and limitations applicable as expressed by the central government under power confirmed by section 35 the general insurance businesses. So earlierly our Indian government having some restrictions and limitations for the insurance companies. To maintain some restrictions and limitations, our Indian government has introduced this Act of 1938. So every insurance company has to work, has to form as the Act of 1938. So this Act of 1938 is having the rules and regulations for the insurance companies. So this Act of 1938 tells that how the insurance company has to be generated. So the important provisions of the Act of 1938 is registration. So the every insurance company has to get registrations, and next they has to maintain some accounts and audits. And the next provision is investment. Investment of insurers are made approved securities as per the provision of the act. So after receiving the investments of the insurers, they has to maintain secured for the investments of the investors. And the next, some limitations for the management expansions. If the management want to expand their activities, they has to follow some rules and regulations. Then next, powers of investigation. The central government having the rights to investigate the insurance company. The central government may at any time direct the controller or any other person to conduct investigation about the affairs of the insurers and reports. The central government can having the power to investigate the insurance companies. So these are all the certain provisions which comes under the Insurance Act of 1938. This provision the must and should followed by the insurance company, the general insurance company. ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ 1938 ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟು. ಇದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ 1938ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಯಾವಾಗಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಜುಲೈ 1939 ಇದು ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ 4 ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿಯರೀಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇದೆ. ಮೇಯ್ನ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸು ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿಯರೀಸ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂತ 4 ಕಂಪನಿ ಇದೆ. ಆ 4 ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗೂ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದನ್ನು? ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ 1938ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ? 4 ಸರಿ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ? 1950ರಲ್ಲಿ, 1968ರಲ್ಲಿ, 1988ರಲ್ಲಿ, 1999ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಅದನ್ನು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಇದನ್ನು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ನ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಆ್ಯಡಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದ್ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅವರು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ obtain certificate of registration from control of insurers. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶುಡ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಕಂಪನಿ ತನ್ನ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಪವರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್. ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟು ಯಾವುದೇ ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಪವರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ 1938 ಆ್ಯಡಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದು? ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ regulatory framework is General Insurance Business Nationalization Act of 1972. This act came into force on 1st January 1973. According to this act, there were no longer private insurance companies in the countries. It means the general insurance business should be under the central government control. So the General Insurance Business Nationalization Act of 1972, it came into force on 1st January 1973. According to this act, there is no private insurance companies in our country. It means the every insurance business, it should be work under the central government. The central government taking the responsibility, taking the ownership of these insurance companies of our countries. So that's why our Indian government has introduced this act of 1972. ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಜನರಲ್ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ನ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ನ್ಯಾಷನಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಅಂಡರ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ತೊಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ? ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ 1972 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಬರೋದು ಯಾವಾಗಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಜನವರಿ 1973 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸು ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಇರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ನ, ಜನರಲ್ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ನ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತನ್ನ ಅಂಡರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸಾಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ company become the holding company with 4 subsidiaries. So this general insurance company has become the holding company with the 4 subsidiary company, namely United Insurance Company, the head office in Madras; Oriental Insurance Company, the head office in New Delhi; National Insurance Company, the head office in Calicut; the New Indian Assurance Company, head office in the Bombay. These 4 companies are become the subsidiary company to the general insurance company. Okay, so that's why our Indian government has introduced the act of 1972 to getting the nationalized company. So the every general insurance company has become the holding company for these 4 subsidiary companies. To handle this 4 subsidiary company, our Indian government has decided to nationalize the general insurance companies. The main objectives of the General Insurance Act is to acquire the shares of existing general insurance company. So the main objective is to getting the shares of the existing general insurance company, and also to develop our economy. The major purpose is to develop our economy. So that's why our government has to decide to nationalize the general insurance companies to maintain the healthy competitions among the general insurance companies. So that's why our government has to decided to introduce the act of 1972. So these are all the main objectives to introduce the act of 1972. The next regulatory framework is the regulatory authority. The insurance regulatory authority was appointed according to the recommendations made by the Insurance Act of 1938. So under the Act of 1938, they recommended to appoint the regulatory authority. So that's why they appointed the regulatory authority. The objective of appointing this examine the compliance of provisions under the Act. So why they are appointed this regulatory authority? To examine the provisions. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಬೋರ್ಡ್ನ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್ ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ ದಿ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಡಿಕ್ವೆಸಿ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೀಮಿಯಮ್ಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ ದಿ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ and plans and adequacy of premiums. The authority also scrutinize the returns on investments. So this authority also scrutinize means verifying or investigating. So the scrutinize means verifying or investigating so it is verify the return on investments and annual accounts and the periodical articles valuations. So that's why our Indian government is appointed the regulatory authority. So what are the duties of this authority? So the main duties of this authority is to regulate and promote and ensure orderly growth of the business, to develop the business activity of the general insurance, it has to provide some promotion activities. It has to conduct some promotion activities to develop the business. The next, to protect the interest of the policyholders with regard to settlements of claims. The responsibility of this authority is to maintain the interest of the or protect the interest of the policyholders with regard to settlements of claims. Then they regulate the rates of non-tariff general policies under these acts. So these are all the duties of this regulatory authority. So that's why our Indian government has decided to start up this regulatory authority. Then the last regulatory framework is Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, IRDA. The Government of India has constituted a committee under the chairmanship of retired Governor of RBI, Sri R.N. Mehlotra, to suggest reforms of the insurance sectors. So our government has decided to start up a committee with the chairmanship of the retired RBI Governor Sri R.N. Mehlotra to suggest some reforms of the insurance sectors. So what are the changes should be adopted by the in the insurance sectors? The committee recommended to set up more efficient and competitive financial systems in true spirit with global standards. This committee is suggest to the government to adopt the efficient and competitive financial systems. So by adopting these efficient activities in their activities, they can develop the business. And also it recommended amendments to regulate the insurance sector to adjust with economic policies of privatization. And also it is suggest to the central government about the policy of privatizations. According to the recommendations, the government decided to set up the Provisional Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority in 1996. So by getting the suggestions of this committee, our government is decided to set up an authority called Provisional Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority in the year of 1999. As a result, Controller of Insurance constituted under Insurance Act of 1938 was replaced. This committee was replaced in the year of 1938 like Controller of Insurance. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನೇಮ್ನ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ 1938 ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ನೇಮ್ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫೈನಲಿ ದ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ 1999 ವಾಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ 1999ನ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. The headquarters of IRDA was located in Hyderabad. The headquarters of Insurance Regulatory and Development Authorities was located in the Hyderabad. So what are the duties of this IRDA? The IRDA is registering and regulating the insurance companies. It having the rights to register the insurance companies and protecting the interest of the policyholders, and is providing the license and establishing the norms for the insurance companies, and also protecting professional organization insurance and ensuring the maintenance of solvency, so ensuring the insurance coverage, specifying the code of conduct. So these are all the powers and duties of this IRDA. DA. So dear students, here completes your module 1. So dear students, if you have any doubts, just clarified with me. I am ready to clarify your all the doubts. Okay. So until that, no one is asking the doubts. So yesterday we are informed you that we are conducting the C1 test. So already date has been announced. Don't worry about your notes. I will provide the notes by the tomorrow. By tomorrow evening, I will drop the notes to the group. So be prepared for your C1 test. So I thought you know the date. So don't worry. I will also reminder the date now. 24th of this month. Be prepared for your test. So your test marks has been considered for the internal assessments. So this test marks also be considered for your internal assessment marks. So my dear students, now I am winding up the class, today's class. So from tomorrow onwards, let us start the new chapter is fire insurance and marine insurance. So my dear student, thank you everyone.